And you'll notice there are no assembly instructions here. Oh, wait. Is this a hidden picture? It is. Double-sided tape. Oh, okay. So I'm partially an idiot. And now you've created a short circuit. That's a cheap screwdriver. I don't know where I was cleaning up tools the other day. Anyway, so I actually had these cases on the shelf in my parts bins and hadn't gotten a chance to use them yet. So from SB Components, we have a little plastic one, which I'm actually running right now on the ADSB receiver upstairs in the attic. So yeah, basically the Pi 3A just locks down in it. The cover goes on as I get this turned around so orientations are correct. And it makes even though it's not snapped down, you kind of get the point. It makes a nice, neat case. It's vented on the back side, on the top. You know, your airflow is fairly straightforward. What I found with this one, even running a heat sink, I'm still running at about 60 degrees C. I'll put the temperatures down on the bottom for Fahrenheit people, which, yeah, is a little warm. So I remembered this case from Geekworm. It's their 3A Plus CNC'd case, which I have actually laying right here. I did, if you buy one and you notice, I took off their logo here because I don't like blingy cases. I don't like bling, I guess is probably the best way to say it. Like, I don't have fancy LEDs and everything else in my computers. I just think it defeats the purpose. But what the advantage I think we're going to have with this Geekworm case is you're putting thermal heat tape here, thermal heat tape here, so we're catching the highest usage, highest temp generators, and transferring it to this aluminum CNC'd case for a much larger overall heat sink. Honestly, I just think this case looks much better than the plastic case. But now there's one disadvantage. If you want to mount, you lose the advantage of having these, I forgot what you call these, the T-mounts. You know, basically the screw head goes in. You've all seen this on different appliances and etc. You mount two screws and then this clicks in and locks down, so it's fixed. It's the one disadvantage to this case. Yeah, it's a pretty simple case. I love simple and clean. So I'm going to get all the rest of the parts lined up here, and we're going to go ahead and assemble this. So packed in the box is a small sheet of foam that's in here, and then your parts. Let me see how I want to assemble this here. I think there we go. Sorry, I had to pull the bag off. These little Ziplocs here just kill me. And you'll notice I'm using my soldering mat. Same thing, so my screws don't go rolling everywhere. So there's a small, really small Allen head screw that goes in there, or our standard brass mounts. Now that gives me a question. That does not look like the same thread pitch as my standard standoffs. Oh, but it is. Okay, slightly deceiving. I like to make sure I have a standard standoff because I like to do all kinds of things, and that leads me into the thought that, and I'm trying to figure out right now, do I want to use the Allen screws or would I rather use the brass standoffs? Reason being, I picked up one of these, I forgot who makes this, CZH Labs. These are available on Amazon as well. So it's another type of GPIO Breakout. And you may hear my voice turn away, and that's because the monitor's back behind me here. I really need to get working on the bench. I'm going to sacrifice one of my mic cameras, my camera mics, to improve the audio here rather than using the one on this camera, which gets annoying. Anyway, so that makes me think about using the standoff type so that I can fit a GPIO Breakout on here at some point down the road. There's no instructions set with here, so I was able to go to their website and find that they have the instructions on their site. So the thermal film, oh, and by the way, they give you a couple nice looking metallic Raspberry Pi logos if you're so inclined. Our 1mm piece goes on the bottom. Our 2.5mm piece goes over the CPU, GPU. I am going to cut these to size. I have to find my scissors. All right, so I had to take care of a phone call real quick. I love how the phone calls always come in right in the middle of doing something. But anyway, so we left off with our foam. 1, 2. Double check. Yeah, okay, I did get both sides. I say foam, it's heat transfer tape. Now we need to get this little cover in there. A little tricky to fit in there. I kind of see it. It is just a hair. All right, let me pull the board out of there so I don't end up damaging it. Yep. And this edge is not a very good fit. Dadgummit, I thought it was in there. Anybody see what I'm doing wrong here? Interesting. I might have to get out Dr. Dremel. Emery cloth. So let's see exactly where I need to trim this. Oh wait. Hey, hey. I scared it when I got out the emery cloth. That's kind of funny, actually. Yeah, Geekworm, if you're watching, you need to figure out this little bit of quality control issue here. That is ever so slightly oversized by like 1mm. And it's just enough to be frustrating. Okay, so that'll work. Okay, that's the trick. All right. This is why clear instructions should be a mandatory requirement. And again, with tightening, I always go opposites to ensure we have a nice even torque on anything without ending up cracking a PCB. All right. So I looked on their website as well for assembly instructions because there were none in the box. Even on the box, instructions for getting started. Nothing. And there's no link on their website either in the support documentation. Oh, that one got in there a little too tight. So that's the catch. This is what I'm suspecting. And now looking at it, I see that the barrel cut in the lid, I hope you can see that, is actually deeper. Yep, to fit over the head. So there you go. There's your modification to the assembly instruction. Now I should be able to get down there and tighten these up a little bit. Never over tighten these things. Just want to turn them till they're snug and that's it. Now it makes sense why this came with 8. But it's not quite reaching down in there. So we'll go back to doing our trick. I wish I could remember who it was that showed me this trick. This has been a lifesaver for doing assembly like this. So you want this one, when you put it into the actual one that gets affixed, you want it just till it stops, and then screw it in, and then a quick turn releases it. That was, yeah, this is one of the coolest assembly tricks I learned. And for the life of me, I can't remember who showed me that trick. There we go. Now we're all assembled. Well, that took a little bit of annoying fix, and I can already tell that to put in, let me grab one here, micro SD. Can I do it with just my, oh yeah, you can. I was worried about being able to seat it with my finger. Well, you have to have fingernails to get the SD out, but there you go. So now are we set that if I decide to use pin 1, if you get stuff like this and you're confused, I don't know if you can see it down in there. There's a little, I'm trying to get something to point in there because I can't quite see it on camera. There's a little arrow right here. The arrow always indicates pin 1. So then this slides down. Oh, beautiful. Perfect. This is the Geekworm CNC case for Raspberry Pi 3A Plus. Their SKU number is 100088. So there's your assembly. It's a little bit more to it than this. This is probably This little shield in here is probably 1/2 millimeter too big all the way around. And the instructions should state that you put the first 4 inside the case and then go through the top with the next 4. Wow. That was a lot of work for one little assembly. And again, I did take off their logo because I don't like bling. You can leave it on.